Exposing the injustice of our world's plight is the mission of a great night, conveying the contradiction of our sure sight, that justice is clear as being either black or white, when it's just a shade of grey, dark or light. A demonic torture to illuminate your highest purpose, taken to the darkest depths under this material surface, to see suffering so bleak with human hopes remain birthless, whilst the others above bask in the shadow with the system's surplus. But it's the arrogance of the victor's spoils that is ignorantly worthless, left broken by awakening to humanity's unjust state, and torture now forever intertwined with our species' fate. Remembering our consciousnesses are remolded like sculptures, when the sophisticated teachings of our ancient world cultures were disgracefully devoured by those modern world vultures. Learning the truth of existence, your ego metamorphosizes into an eccentric, enabling you to understand the magnitude of life in a universe not Earth-centric. Because even NASA hinted life existed on our sister planet Mars, and in our galaxy alone exists at least 100 billion stars. 1/6 of these contain a planet just like the size of ours, brought back down to Earth by the news of our celebrity superstars. But the science of conservatism left the door ajar, acknowledging at least 200 billion more galaxies from afar that contain septillions, the number of a star, and 2/3 of the life of the universe so far. Predated our very own solar sun's radar. A recent footnote is just what we are in the amazing history of this universe's memoir. The known universe contains more stars at hand than on our planet there are grains of sand. And if just 0.001% of all those stars had an habitable land, then at least quadrillions of planets with life to now understand. When our telescopes catch up, that figure will have soared, with so many trillions of galaxies, our minds emphatically overawed. Now quintillions, even sextillions of planets with life to aim toward. Like the ocean, over 90% of the galaxies remain unexplored. Discovering our species' history was sold off to be locked away and stored. How hunter-gatherers became advanced civilizations, erased and ignored. But the pieces to the puzzle can be returned, eternally ensured. An engineered evolution from above to our true history rightfully restored. As out of the evolutionary blue, minor humans are only recently given birth. Next to the other hominids reappeared, uniquely advanced and diverse. And billions of galaxies are twice the age of just planet Earth, all contradicting our human-centered view of the universe. We've glorified our species whilst oblivious the advance above, and the arrogance and our own ignorance led to a world of hate, not love. Unaware of a universe full of consciousness and spirituality, while materialism enslaved us to false idealism and barbarity. Comprehending the dimensions of the universe as if they were all tangible, but our thoughts can transverse the material into realms infinitely expandable, where our consciousnesses are reclaimed as the lost knowledge becomes understandable, showing the divine gateway that has always been alive and whole, to the morality of the galaxy forever within our soul, a transcendent leap of faith to be free from control, through the materialist matrix of the system's rabbit hole. Greatness awaits you on the other side, differential, activating a true self of infinite potential. Only the flow of positive vibrational force is now essential to help restore our planet's karmic balance to quintessential. Because everything we do in this universe is consequential. However dark the world is, there will always be hope. Trapped down the depths of darkness with no escape road, thinking the only way out is the suicidal one that offers you to elope. Forgetting the future the light will bring like in my hope. The challenges in life, those bleakest periods of subsistence, facing the darkest forces of immeasurable consistence. But endurance such times can be our greatest assistance, showing the darkness we're made of unbreakable resistance. The light then shining through, coming to define our existence. Greatness is not measured in the arrogance of one's material wealth, but the universalitarian contribution to earth of a higher self, removing the disease of inequality that poisonous inhabitants' health, to protect their mind, body and spirit from the dark forces of stealth. Dedicating your life to becoming a prophetic tutor, showing that we continue to be divided by our colonial persecutor, and awaken the imprisoned ones into the new egalitarian future. The true hero is inside, waiting for you to believe in to be, enriching a life for our species where we become divinely free, with the universal quality to help us achieve greatness, exposing the gods of corruptions, inhumane innateness, removing the shadow with the shape-shifting shapeless, displaying hope to humanity where it became illustrateless, holding on your shoulders like it was weightless, to inspire our species to find us withheld morality, saving us from the darkness's rule of the elite's brutality, showing us living in the doggy-dog materialist fallacy is the way to prevent us reaching the spirituality of the galaxy. Our consciousness now awakened to the universe's true reality, and that we have been misled by lazy, humanely, callously, realizing that public official, Lord of the new savior, is another devil of the system sent to reprogram our behavior. Seeing clearer, we can become a voice of the voiceless, their needs unheard and democracy that became choiceless. Rediscovering our origins, reveal the nation's civilization's history, to finally build the bridge to religion's modern day creation mystery. When advanced beings came down from the stars with powers of no restriction, throughout the ancient writings from the Sumerians to Egyptian, our missing link in the Anunnaki monohuman description, a misguided deference to actually terrestrial creators' constriction. These so-called gods rule became religion's one god depiction, deference now to the false gods as human eventual infliction, and his ancestral bloodline in the kings and queens' conviction. But moving our sovereignty is a divine contradiction, for the sons and daughters of delight, a great malediction. The ancestrally to main, causing universal friction. But the gods of any monohuman sounds like Atlantis, a mythological fiction. The history of our past is the key to the fate of the human race. Deference to the gatekeepers of the system we must displace. Immaculately designed like the pyramids to be seen from space. Funding the Nazis is still an egalitarian evolution taking place. But we can right the wrongs of these injustices with grace. Our deference defeated when equality becomes the world's true new face.